Warning! The following live broadcast may contain loud, obnoxious, shrill, and alarming noises that might be considered disturbing, if not outright uncomfortable to listen to, especially if you are wearing headphones. I share my office space with an African gray parrot and two parakeets, and I have no control over their behavior while I am live streaming, unlike my regular videos where I have the opportunity to edit them out as best as I can. If you are sensitive to loud, surprising background noises, especially things that sounds like a garbage truck, or maybe the battery needs to be changed in a smoke detector, it's not a smoke detector. It's a parrot. I recommend either not turning your volume up too loud or watching my edited, pre-recorded videos instead. Viewer discretion is advised. Ah, there we go. Oh, very dramatic entrance right there. Oh my goodness. So it's like, I know it's been a while since since I've done this. I don't even remember what the last the last live stream I did, the Wednesday live stream. It's like, I'm pretty sure yeah, I don't think no, we completely skipped January. I think the last one that I did was in December, and I took all of January off. So yeah, so we're back. We're back to work. Like the crazy people that we are. So hello everybody. Welcome to another edition of the EgoWorks live stream. Yeah, and I know it's probably going to take a bit for everybody to come on in. So that's fine. You know, we're just going to just run this the way we always did, which is like this, whatever this is. So let's see. Let me see who's Oh, hello, Efrain. Hello. Yes, Einstein is definitely a dinosaur. Especially now. He's definitely looking like a dinosaur. Hopefully, he'll be a little quiet because I gave him some Cheetos, and that's always some of his favorite food. So that'll hopefully keep him quiet for a bit. So, and yes, I see you, my beautiful eyeball people watching me from regions beyond. If you're joining me from Facebook, come on over to YouTube, join the sexy people in the chat. It's just a lot easier that way. Come keep a frame company for now. And yes, and if you are joining me from Twitch, hello. Hello from Twitch. Feel free to stay where you are because, it's like, Twitch is more familiar to you, so that's fine too. Thank you. So as long as we're just sharing the next 2 hours together and having fun, that'd be great. Um, So, so I guess I might as well get the actual introduction started. We have a full show today. We have a lot of work to do, so might as well just get it started. So, hello everyone. My name is Daphne Lage, and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992, and you know what that means.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
And I am known for my furry fantasy adventure Tall Tales, which returns to Kickstarter later this year. Not even 2024. We're in 2024. It comes later this year with the re-release of issues 1 through 5 of Tears of the Mother, which is the latest story arc, along with the brand new issue 6. So keep an eye out for that. But right now, I am also known for my medieval fantasy drama, EGORAVEN, which is currently on Kickstarter right now. It launched on Monday. We've already reached goal. Thank you so much, everybody, for supporting the campaign so far. And we are now on goal to hit the next stretch goal, the first stretch goal of the campaign. So yeah, I am also, what am I also? I am also co-host with Nita Lanning on the Rage Into the Vlogs show every Monday and Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern here on the Indie Comics Network. So in the meantime, you can read both my comics online at egoworks.com. That's EGOWORKS, and Tall Tales Online, TAILS online.com. And you can always check out my videos on how I make my comics here on YouTube, here at my channel at Daphne Lage, Lage Art, which also simulcasts through the Indie Comics Network as well. So you have 2 places, well, 3 places if you count Twitch, to watch me. So welcome everybody for joining me right now. Let's see. Oh, did I switch this? No, I don't think I corrected this. Hold on, let me see if it'll correct. Good. I did correct this. Like I said, it's been several weeks since I've last done a live stream, and I'm still trying to remember all the buttons. So like I said, EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn, is on Kickstarter right now. Issue 8 out of this 15 issue series. And thank you so much to the 88 backers who have pledged $2,100. Well, $2,133 so far. We are on track to hitting the first stretch goal at $2,500. So it's like, head on over. The link is in the show notes below. For people who are just joining us, never heard of the book, so the quick rundown of the story is EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn, is a story of a unicorn princess exiled into the mortal realm after she is betrayed by her elf prince husband-to-be, and dragons overtake her kingdom. But when EGORAVEN becomes an unwitting pawn in a noblewoman's attempt to avoid an arranged marriage, she trains to become a knight with the help of an unlikely trio of blacksmiths, hoping she can ultimately win a king's favor and save her people. So like I said, this is for issue 8 of a 15-issue limited series. This is the cover to issue 8. And the link to the campaign is in the show notes below. And if you want to try out the series, you can also download a 16-page sampler of the series, of the first issue, on the campaign itself before you even have to pledge for anything. So you can try out the series as before you decide to pledge to it. So I don't want to spend too much time on this because like I said, I have there's a lot going on here today, but we're still going to kind of like let me give you a rundown as to what. So let me just put this away. Let me just see. I could do it like this. Poof. There we go. So like I said, I've been gone for a minute. I decided to take the month off. I took January off. I was doing some things, but it in the end it turned into a much needed vacation. I didn't realize just how hard I was pushing myself until I forced myself to not do anything. And as an indie creator, it's very easy to do that. It's like when you're working on, hey, okay, Fern, yes, I'm back. Look who's back again. so I took advantage and forced myself to not really do anything on this 3 weeks that I was away, especially. But it's not that I wasn't getting anything done. It's just that I was just getting different things done. So one of the things that I did get done while I was away, I was really able to focus on it, is chapter 5. No, chapter 6. Oh, it's a chapter 6 of the novelization of EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn. For those of you who don't know, I am currently in the process of novelizing novelizing. I don't know, it doesn't sound like a real word, but I think it is. Of novelizing the comic book series so far. So for those of you who enjoy the comic, but you want to have, you're curious more about what if the story were beefier, you know, that's coming. So I'm writing a novel on EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn. So you're going to have the comic book version and the novel version to look forward to. It has, not only does it have expanded scenes from the comic, but it has all new scenes as well. And each chapter correlates with each issue in the series. So the series is going to be 15 issues. So the novel itself is going to be 15 issues, 15 chapters. And so far I am at 60,000 words for this novel, up to, and I'm on issue and I just finished issue 6, chapter 6. So this is going to be a pretty hefty book once I'm done with it. But I really do think that everyone's going to enjoy it. Like I said, it adds a lot to the story that doesn't quite work as a comic, because comics are a different medium. It's like you can't do a one-to-one, so it's like comics is a different medium. It requires to be a little faster paced, a little bit more in your face because of it. But with a novel, I can put in a lot of things that would have really slowed down the comic. And honestly, I don't have time to draw everything. So the novel is coming out really well. I'm really enjoying it. So I spent my vacation finishing up chapter 6. The one rule that I have for writing this novel, though, is that I cannot outpace the comic. So because I don't want to end up with a Game of Thrones issue where I finish the novel before I finish the actual series I'm supposed to be finishing. So as I finish drawing an issue, then I'll do the novel version of that issue so that the comic is always prioritized. So I did that. I did chapter 6, and then I just spent the rest of the time just reading. I decided to catch up on some books that I had started. And coincidentally, one of them, actually, I got the hardcover of it after I came back. So for those of you who don't remember, several months ago when I did the Medieval Unicorn Viking Slut, the Unicorn King's Daughter campaign, I did a crossover with Fleur de Villainy, also known as Krista Crawford, or it's Krista Crawford, also known as Fleur de Villainy, whichever one. So I did a crossover with her novel Sky of Thorns, and I finished reading the book while I was on vacation. So it was just really nice to be able to have the hardcover as well. I really enjoyed the book. It made me so happy that I did this crossover with her. And I'm looking forward to the other 2 volumes, and doing crossovers with her as well. So this is the book that finally came in. And what I really like about it is that you take off the dust jacket, and and it has like all of this gold. Look at that. Look at how pretty that is. All this is silver foil on the cover on this faux leather. And I just really, and it's like, she even signed it, so it's like, I just really, enjoy it. And, she has some illustrations in it. And, I'm just really glad. I'm just really happy that I did this collab with her. And like I said, I'm looking forward to the last two books of this series. But it's like, and just to show you, I'm not the only one that puts a lot of stuff when I fulfill a campaign. So for those of you who just want a reminder, if so this is part of the collab artwork that I did when we did the little crossover. So this is the artwork that I did where if you supported both EGORAVEN and Sky of Thorns at the time, you got this free postcard in your package. So thank you to the 25 people who actually took advantage and got the postcard. Also, this is a little mini print. Well, it's a little mini print trading card of the actual artwork, the stretch goal artwork that I did for her campaign as well. So everybody who pledged to her campaign also got that print that I did the artwork for too. It's like this was one of my favorite pieces from last year that I did, so I was really happy with that. The other stuff that she packed that also came with her book was all of these stickers that I have to put on my sketchbook. I have a sketchbook that I just been covering with stickers. So so these are 4 that she put in there as well. And here is another piece of artwork, a little trading card also. This is from Lulibot, I think is her name. Lulibot, yeah, because her name's on one of the other prints I'm going to show you as well. So this is another mini print that I got. And then, this one's a little silver foil card, which is really pretty as well. And of course, because it is a book, and when you get a book, you need bookmarks. So I got that. And then it's like, this is a larger print of another Lulibot image that was done for the book. But this is the one that I really, really liked. Because, ever since I got novels on the mind and, like how I'm going to lay them out and format them, the thing that I found really intriguing was vellum inserts. So this is the Lulibot image that is printed on vellum, right? So it's not, it's a lot more durable than I thought it would be, because I think of vellum and I think of really thin paper, but I know it's actually a lot nicer than I thought it would be. And then the idea is that, let's just randomly, I don't know, let's just randomly pick something here. No, I guess it's around here. So it's like so you get like the section that the image belongs in, and then you just slide it in. And then because it's vellum, it's like you can see through it. Now your book has a color image in it, and it's like, yeah, and it's see-through, and and it's just, I don't know, it kind of, it's just really nice, and it's a nice get around from when you print books like this, because it's like sometimes you have to pay extra to print color in these types of books, unless you're printing offset, then it's a whole completely different format. But this way you can have color pages in your book at a less expense than if you had the images printed in color in the book. And I thought that was like a really interesting thing, which I wasn't familiar with because I don't collect these types of books, but now I'm kind of getting into the habit of it. So it's definitely a format that I'm thinking of for when I do the EGORAVEN novel. So that's kind of like an exciting thing for me that I've been thinking about lately. Also, the other day, so speaking of going back to the Kickstarter, so like I said, thank you everybody who helped, who pledged to the campaign, and who, and we're on our way. We're less than $500 away from breaking 2,500, which unlocks the first stretch goal. And the first stretch goal, actually for this campaign, the stretch goals are going to be a little unusual. So this first stretch goal that's going to be unlocked, that everybody who pledges to the campaign will get, is actually the first chapter of the novelization of EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn. So if you have the first issue, when this gets unlocked, you get to read that first chapter as kind of like a supplement to the series. And the other day I went to bed late until I figured this out, figuring out how to make an EPUB version of the file. So not only will you get a PDF, but you will get an EPUB version of the first chapter so that you can read it on your Kindle. I had some people ask about that, especially for Oswald, if we could do an EPUB version, and that inspired me to do an EPUB version for EGORAVEN. And yeah, I finally figured out how to do it. So yeah, you can adjust the text however is easiest for you to read it. You can now read it on the Kindle. So yeah, and and it also comes, I also got a new cover from Jaden Lanning for this version of EGORAVEN. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. It was very, like I said, I was banging my head against the wall to get this to get this working. Oh, Efrain says nice. Yeah, I think so. I think so. I'm very, like I said, I'm very excited about this. Also, what's also going to be available too, that's like I have to get, I have to yes, EGORAVEN will be able to be read digitally. If you have a Kindle or any other e-reader that can take EPUBs, you will be able to read EGORAVEN on your on your device, and you, like I said, you can adjust the text and everything, so and it'll just reflow. So yeah, so like I said, this was highly requested for Oswald, so now that I know how to really put together EPUBs, I can start converting all of the Oswald Chronicles to EPUB as well. So everybody will be able to read it. Another thing that I'm also going to be making available at the end of by the end of the campaign, is that I am also making an audiobook version of it. I know I've been talking about audiobooks for a while, but this one I'm committed to doing because I want to have it available when the campaign ends. So not only will you get whatever we unlock, whatever chapters we unlock, you get issue 1 and hopefully maybe issue 2, volume 2, chapter 1 and chapter 2 on this unlocked on this campaign, but you can get them as a PDF and an EPUB file. But I'm also going to make corresponding audiobooks that will also be available when the campaign ends. I actually converted my closet into a sound booth. So I got everything set up. I played around with the program that I'm going to be recording on, and I just did a final edit of the chapter so that I can finally read it, and like hopefully this weekend I can actually start recording chapter 1, and it's like, yeah, and yeah, so I'm making it available in all 3 different ways. But yeah, so hopefully this will be something that people will find it easier to get into EGORAVEN. Not a lot of people, I mean, people like the story, but sometimes they don't read the comic, or they can't read the comic, and this is a way this is a way for me to be able to, I guess, like, give more accessibility to the story. So not only can you now read it on a digital reader, to your convenience, but I'll also have an audiobook as well. for everyone to listen to. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's rather exciting, to tell you the truth. Um, the other thing that I was doing, because of this whole thing with novels that I've been looking at, is actually kind of improving, I guess, the aesthetic of how I advertise my comics. And one of the things that I really saw that's really popular in novels, that I figured, oh, you know what, I could try that too, is a thing called flat lays. I mean, it's like, if you know about it, it's like, of course, but it's like I'm just learning all this. So it's when they set up props to kind of like make a little environment to display a book. And I decided to do that with EGORAVEN, with the comic itself. So this is what I've started with so far. I bought all these props on Amazon, and I just started, like, I don't know, I was playing around with it today, and I don't know, I kind of think it's a pretty good look. It the comic really stands out. And I don't know, it's like, this is one where I have the prequel and the volume 1 trade paperback. And I'm it's, yeah, it's like, I'm pretty happy with that. It's like, I really like, um I really like how, these are looking. So so it's just something I'm experimenting with. um so yeah, it's just like, just, I don't know, doing something different with the comics. So yeah, so as you can see on the screen right here, um yeah, so, but today we're not going to be working on EGORAVEN. I think that this is probably as much about EGORAVEN I'm going to be talking about right now. So, because actually, the artwork for today that we're going to be working for is Tall Tales related. As I had mentioned already, Tall Tales is returning to Kickstarter, in a couple of months. So it's like, yeah, so why not spend some time doing some Tall Tales artwork? So let me give you guys a close up as to what I have here. So what I've been doing recently, well, since I started putting together the trades, right, is that instead of creating all new artwork for my trades and for promo, what I've been realizing is that my artwork is really not that bad. It's like, even though it's like 10, 15 years old, sometimes the inks just need a little tweaking, and you know what? Maybe it just needs a little recoloring, and it's like the artwork's as good as new, right? So I have a couple of older Tall Tales pieces. So these covers in particular, the like this one, if you see on the screen, this one and this one, these were original covers from, I think, what was it, 1998. And these were versions of the Tall Tales covers that I made when we were being reprinted through a company called Vision Comics. We hadn't been printing Tall Tales on our own for a while. So we actually went through another publisher for about 4 issues before that relationship ended. But they had so I gave the artwork, and they had their own colorists color in the covers. And it's like, look, and I like them. I like them, as back then. I like them now. But the thing is, though, now I think it just needs a little bit more sprucing up for some of the new things that I'm going to be doing now. And I wanted more of a consistency with the artwork that I'm putting out. So what I did, as you can see here on these two, right? So this is the original cover that was printed in 98. I think it was either colored by Eric Blumrick or Scotty Arsenault. Arsenault. I don't remember which one, but it was one of them. And they colored they colored this piece. And last night what I did was I took the line art, beefed up the line art a bit. Actually, I did this all in Photoshop, and then I just recolored it. And Um, and it's like it matches with my current style now, and I'm really happy that it looks like aside from a couple of things I would have done differently if I was redrawing it, but it pretty much looks like I could have just done it yesterday, which technically I did, but with the color, the whole piece, as opposed to, um, but I mean, but not bad for a piece that was made in 1998, right? So then I decided, it's like, you know what? Let's continue with this trend, right? So here is the cover that again was originally printed in 98, or yeah, 98. And then and what was funny was that I actually had to find the original for the line art, because I didn't have for some reason I had the line art for this one already scanned in and in the computer, but I didn't have the line art for this one, and I couldn't find it for anything on the computer. But luckily I still had the original, so I had to go through my storage bin where all my artwork is at, and I found the original and I scanned it in. And actually I'm really happy that I don't have to do anything for the inking. um that I think that the inking is fine for the coloring. We could just leave it as is. There's just a little change that I'm going to make, uh, but that's, yeah. So it's like, let me just close these up, right? So let's see. So let me bring that up here. So yeah, I have a feeling it was Eric that colored this one, Eric Blumreich. There was a way that he was coloring that at the time that that was a lot more noticeable that it was him. I'm pretty sure it was Eric Blumreich that colored this in. Um, but yeah, so it's like, so I think that the inking is just fine here. The only thing that I'm going to do, I'm just going to clean it up slightly. I'm going to take these out, these little doohickey lines, these leftover lines from back in my Todd McFarlane days, where everything was about doohickey lines. So I'm going to take these out. And then, yeah, so I'm just going to color this in, just pretty much keep it around the same colors. And but I guess today will be the way things go, always been going. We'll probably be lucky if I can get the shading in. But so let me get my let's see. Okay, we'll get a little water. We'll get I got my glove on. Right, so let's get the music started. So again, music provided by Epidemic Sound, which I do have a subscription to, and it is, what is it? And it is their epic playlist. So yeah, so I just started the music there. So if remember that if it's a little too loud, just tell me in the comments. If it sounds like that I'm competing with the music as opposed to just being in the background, just tell me, and I'll just lower the volume, because I'm pretty sure it's fine. Because like I said, it's just more for the background. You know. So okay, so. So here we go. So, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to close that for now, because we're not going to need the colors yet. So we are just going to go to our shadow, multiply, and we are just going to start tracing out our shading. With the trees, I'm not gonna, I don't have to do any cleanup on it. So we can just start that. There we go. Yeah, but I was really, I don't know, kind of like, Because at first I didn't want to go on vacation. Because it's always about, oh, I have so much work to do and this, that, and the other thing. But then it's like, in the end, I decided I was going to resign myself to the fact that, you know what? It's like, it's probably in the end a good idea that I kind of, stop working for a bit. And yeah, and it's like, and literally just spend my time not doing much of anything. Like I said, the only thing that I got done was chapter 6 of the EGORAVEN novel. And that, I don't know, it's like, that doesn't feel like work. Oh, hey, Grant. Hey, Grant. Yeah, we're continuing on today. We're back from vacation. We're somewhat fresh, you know. So, if you want to see more, if you want to know more detail as to like what specifically I read, like the books that I read, the other books aside from Sky of Thorns, if you missed our previous vlog on Monday on the Ragin' 2, I go into more detail as to what I was reading. So if you want to just see that, yeah, so catch that on the replay. But yeah, it was just in the end, it's like I really had to appreciate the time away, because it's like it really helped clear my head as to what I needed to get done. And and it's like, yeah, sometimes it's just not good to just keep working. Because yeah, it's like, look, the amount of effort and work that I put into the stuff that I want to do, as opposed to what I would do for like a job, is miles apart. Like, I would never spend the amount of time on a job that I spend working on my own stuff. So, and it's very easy to kind of like really get carried away with it. Especially, now that I'm over halfway done with the EGORAVEN series, and well, at least this particular story arc. And I just want to see the end of it, and I've already, I don't know if I showed you these, I showed you this, but, I've already like did the layouts and pencils to issue 9 and 10. I'm pretty sure I showed you guys this. And and I already broken up the rest of the script until issue 15. So, yeah, I just want to see this done. So Grant is asking, do you prefer flat shading over blended shading? Well, it's kind of a biased answer from me, because I mostly do just like flat shading, cell shading, as some people call it. That's just what I prefer doing, because that's what I taught myself to do. I've never actually done blended shading except in physical media. Like, I've done watercolor and colored pencils, that type of thing. But digitally, I've always stuck with flat shading. And I think it was because I spent so many years trying to imitate cell shading in traditional media, that when I got to digital media and it got so easy to do, I just stuck with it. The funny thing is, right, is that with novels, the art trend that I see there is blended shading. And I'm kind of beginning to think that I should learn how to do that, to kind of get more the aesthetic that goes with novels. But at the same time, it's like my real my whole thing is more pen and ink. And especially with the way Jaden's been giving me, artwork, I've been hiring Jaden to do all these variant covers. That it's like, honestly, if I need pieces with blended shading, I might as well just pay her to do the artwork and then just go ahead and continue doing my pen and ink as it is. So it would be kind of like a combination of our artwork, in the final novels. But especially for comics, though, if I'm doing everything myself, I'd rather stick with the cell shading, because, like I said, it's a lot easier for me. It's what I taught myself how to do. Yeah, and honestly, it's like it just seems to fit my artwork better. So yeah, so it's not really a good answer because, like I said, it's very biased. It's very biased. Because I'm sure if I actually knew how to do soft shading, how to do like regular blended shading, I would have a different answer for you for that. So um you know yeah, but yeah, so now it's like I came back from vacation more focused as to what, like what I want to accomplish and how long I want it to take. So yeah, so in the end it was good that that I got away, essentially, that I took the month off. And like I didn't do vlogging, I didn't do anything. It's like I just kind of like uh disconnected, kind of, um which I recommend people do, especially. Oh, let's see, I don't know. So Grant is saying, I don't know if you use Photoshop or Procreate, but that's how you do it in Photoshop. Well, I mean, I am using Photoshop. I am using Photoshop, and I'm doing the flat shading in Photoshop. And all my coloring I do in Photoshop, even though I'm now inking in Clip Studio Paint. Um, it's okay, Grant. It's okay. It's in the title. Yeah. Um, like, even though I'm inking in Clip Studio, it's still a lot faster for me to color in Photoshop. So technically, I'm using two programs when technically Clip Studio should be able to do everything, but I just don't have. It's just another learning curve I don't want to deal with now. So honestly, as long as I'm getting the inking in Clip Studio the way I want, not coloring in Clip Studio doesn't bother me. Um, so yeah, so the thing is, right, is that it, like I said, it's very easy, when you're independently doing things. You're independent, you're doing things yourself, and it's very easy to get trapped in the mindset that it's like, oh, it's like, if you're not hustling, someone's hustling harder than you. And all I can say to that is like, okay, good for them. you know um you really do need to step back at some point and kind of like relax for yourself, to kind of like regroup yourself, recharge your you know like recharge your batteries, um because there had gotten to a point where I was just worrying too much about stuff that I didn't need to. And being able to force myself to take that off my plate was really eye opening. So yeah, so that's why I came back, like kind of actually feeling like, yeah, I'm ready to get back to work, you know, because I was able to focus, to narrow down what I felt I needed to do. Um So, Grant is saying, hold on. It's like, I'm not saying that should blend your shading or not. I'm just saying that if you're worried about the learning curve, that's not a big issue. Oh, yeah, it's, that's, I learn things as I need them, pretty much. That's pretty much, oh, hey, Juju, hello. Did I miss a comment somewhere? You're just answering the spammer. Oh, that's okay. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna delete. I'm gonna delete the bot after the show's over. Yeah, they always pop up during a show. What happens is that I can't seem to figure out how to delete them during a show. So it's like, okay, everybody just ignore it and I'll deal with it after the show's over. But but I caught a little bit of Vess's stream today. I caught the part where she was talking about conventions. And it's like, oof, it's getting, it's really getting ugly out there. Well, honestly, I'm at a point that if I don't see another convention again, I'm fine, because I've been hearing, like seeing a lot of like the costs going up. And, and it's like, look, New York Comic Con is literally a train ride away. Juju is saying, it's like, you would catch that part. I was thinking of you. Yeah. Yeah. And Grant said, I totally dialed back my convention schedule. It's like, New York Comic Con, literally a train ride away. And I can't get into that show. It's like, because she was talking about the Artist Alley, and the Artist Alley, the table is like $500 and something, and I think you get the 2 badges, right? I think you get the 2 badges. I don't remember if you get 1 or 2 badges. If you get 2, it's fine. But if you get 1, you have to buy the other badge. It's something stupid like that. I'm not sure if Artist Alley's like that. But I haven't been able to get in the Artist Alley for years. In fact, the last time I tried getting an Artist Alley table at New York Comic Con, they literally told me they would not give me a table just in case somebody more famous wanted a table. So they didn't want me tying up a table they can give to a famous person. And I go, okay, all right, you actually said the quiet part out loud. All right. Yeah, and I never bothered. Well, last year I put myself on their waiting list because sometimes you can luck out, but I didn't get in. And then it's like, we've had friends that haven't been able to get in either, and we're talking about people who work professionally and they haven't been able to get into New York Comic Con either for the Artist Alley. And, and it's like, and it's like what? So we've had a couple of friends who bought booths, the small press booths, because I think in the end that's what they're trying to force you to do, is to buy a booth. And I think that they paid either $1,200 or $1,600 for a booth. I'm not sure. I think it was $1,600 for a booth. And it's like, and you get like, I think like 5 badges or 4 badges or something. I don't know. It's like, I'm trying to remember and not doing a very good job of it, but let's just say it's expensive, right? And it's like, it's like, if you don't know if you're going to make that money back unless you're already used to making money like that at a convention. Like, the only thing that would help is if you actually got like a couple of creators and split the cost of a booth. It's like, so I think you paid $1,600 because it was a corner booth. You still, for what, for New York Comic Con? Oh, okay. Because if you get a table in there, you know. Yeah, yeah, because I was listening to the part where she was like, when she said $90 for a hotel room in New York, I go, oh, you better be talking about Newark. You better not be talking about Manhattan. Oh, Juju says that no, not New York Comic Con. Yeah, no, that's a tough one. Yeah, it's like it's always good to have connections to help you get into a convention. If that's if that's what you want to do. But yeah, it's like, but for New York Comic Con, it's like, yeah, it's like, but still though, even if you have another person, you're still, even if the table was $1,200. Let's just say the table was $1,200. I think he paid $1,600 because he had a corner booth. $1,200. You're still spending, $600 a piece, for a table space, and it's just like, ugh, it just gets harder and harder for me to justify this expense, especially when I could just run a Kickstarter. It is, I mean, honestly, Kickstarter spoiled me. Because what Kickstarter showed me was that I could make more money with less effort not leaving my house. And yeah, it's like, it's like, look, it's like I right now I'm a little over $2,000 on my campaign, right? I can't remember the last time I made that at a convention. Actually, no, I can't. It was San Diego Comic-Con years ago, when it was $300 to get a small press table at San Diego Comic-Con. And individually, I would make that money. But so much of it would have to go to hotel and shipping and everything, shipping your stuff there, shipping it back, that it's like, in the end, it's a wash no matter what, right? But here's Kickstarter. I'm making that money without going anywhere. I have the book ready to go. It's like, it's, so it's like, yeah, I mean, the only way I would consider going to a convention, if a lot of the people if we're going to see a lot of people there. But I'm talking about like all, it's like, like, oh, like went to Baltimore Comic Con. I took a punt and went to Baltimore Comic Con. I will not be doing that again. Because it's like, look, my sister lived nearby the convention center, and I was meeting a whole bunch of people. But the promoters for Baltimore Comic Con screwed up so badly by holding it as the same weekend as SPX, Small Press Expo, that it's like, no, you know what? It's okay. I don't have to do. I met everybody. I don't have to do this again. But yeah, conventions are tough. Like I said, if I don't see another convention ever again, I'm fine with that. Because really, that's a lot of stress. That's a lot of money, a lot of time. And really, like, for me especially, I am getting way too old to be dragging shit through a convention center and setting up booths and stuff like that. It's like, I'm too old for that now. I'm way too old. And for New York Comic Con especially, don't ask me to drag boxes of comic books through the subway. Nah, we did that in our 20s. I don't need to be doing that now. Absolutely not. So yeah. Well, Right. No. That's the thing is, oh yeah, you're right. Juju says the only upside is meeting people and someone liking the comic. It's true. It's true. Oh, hey Jake. I just call it prep for the marathon. Oh yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that, right? Because now that I'm at the halfway mark of finishing this story arc for EGORAVEN, and it feels exactly like that. Like, like now it's just I'm just not a cold weather trainer. I just cannot go outside in cold. Extreme temperatures. I just don't have the physical endurance for it anymore, right? So so I haven't been able to go running the way I had wanted. I started for a little bit, but then once it got back to like 20 degrees, I'm like, screw that, I'm staying inside. But what I realized is that with issue 8, I am at my halfway point. So it's like maybe the marathon, I'm not running New York Marathon, but I'm running my comic book marathon right now. And I'm at the halfway mark where, and it's like, oh, now the race really starts. Actually, the marathon train of thought is that the race doesn't start until mile 21, I think. Either mile 21 or mile 23. When you just got that last bit to go, and then all of a sudden it's the hardest couple of miles because it's 26.2. So yeah, so mile 23 is when your race actually starts. And that's what it's feeling like. And I go, okay, so this is my mental marathon right now. Oh, you need one of those tracksuits with insulated heating. I have the pants, Jake. I have the pants. I should probably just put on those pants and go outside. you know? Yeah, it's yeah. No, really. It's like I do need to do that because it's like that was also another thing that I realized on vacation was that I was in Miami, so it was a lot warmer. So I was able to kind of start going outside again. I am so not, it's like, oh my God, I lost so much conditioning because I haven't been running for so long that it was just like just being outside. It's like, oh my God, I can't breathe. But yeah, it's like you need to exercise because it's like all this sitting, I think, is doing more damage to my legs than when I actually hurt my leg. When I pulled my back and it affected my leg, I still feel that I don't know. It's kind of like a pinch here that I've been feeling for the past, year now, a little more than a year now. And oh, you're waiting. I'm still waiting for my patent on the sauna suit to pass. I mean, wasn't that a thing back in the 70s where people would wear or the 80s where people would wear garbage bags to sweat or something? Like, isn't there something like a sauna suit? I could have sworn that was like kind of like a micro exercise trend for a bit, you know? Like it literally looked like a garbage bag with a belt, and people would go running in it. I could have sworn that was a thing. But yeah, it's like I'm telling you, the sitting, it probably is doing more harm for me than actually running, forcing myself to run. So yeah, I really do need to get back into that. You know. And maybe instead of like talking about running the New York Marathon, actually doing the New York Marathon just so I could say I finally did it, you know? But I have 7 more issues of EGORAVEN to finish. Yeah. But let's see. Oh, okay. So Juju says I do an hour a day of walking. Haven't got to the running part. Well, yeah, that's good. That's good. Walking, look, walking is better than nothing. That's it's like walking is walking. It's moving. As long as you're moving, because even if I just walk for an hour as opposed to like running for an hour, the end result is the same. My legs actually stop hurting. Isn't that ironic? That it's the sitting that's making my legs hurt, but it's the running that makes it not hurt. Usually you hear this the other way around, right? Um, so that's kind of okay. So Jake is saying, uh, my suit is operated using captured garden gnomes running steam baths between the layers. The valve release on the arms make the steam blow out like guys. Ooh, sounds luxurious. Although it's like, are they ethically harvested gnomes though? That's a thing now. That's a thing. We all have to watch out. Everybody wants ethically harvested gnomes. None of the technically yours would be a literal sweatshop gnome. So but yeah, so a gnome powered still suit like in Dune. Oh my goodness. But yeah, so yeah, I would rather train for the New York Marathon than do New York Comic Con. I would rather run the New York Marathon. There was one New York Comic Con that I went to. It was good, Juju. Thank you. Yeah, it was actually good. I actually tried to relax. I actually relaxed actually. I got to relax. I read some books, finished a chapter of my novel, and took a lot of naps. Yeah, the naps were important. And like I said, it really made me oh he goes, Jake says, damn, you're right. I'll never bag that ESG investment. Ethical sauna gnome. Yeah, no, yeah. It has to be certified. It has to be certified ethical sauna gnome. It really helped me decide really what I needed to do. Especially, it's funny, especially after that last campaign that I did, that was exhausting. It was so exhausting. I was still tired, of it when I was on vacation. Like, I don't know. It's like last year, I think I ran too many Kickstarters too close to each other. I don't know. It's like, but that last one was pretty. I had like too many variant covers. I had too much going on. Don't get me wrong. I don't regret running it, but definitely I would have done it a little differently, knowing what I know now. But but it really is. And here's the thing. A convention is not a vacation. We used to make that mistake in the past where it's like, oh, but to be fair though, is that at the time we were both working outside the home, and every time we did go to a convention, we had to treat it like a vacation because we were using vacation days. But the problem is that no, it is not a vacation, because there is absolutely nothing relaxing about going to a convention. So yeah, that's it, yeah, it's like those gnomes, man, they're unionized. Oh, there we go. It's like, oh, we call it our vacation because we're not leaving otherwise. It's true. No, I completely understand that because that's what we used to do too. Like I said, we used to call going on these conventions our vacations, but they really weren't. They really weren't because the last thing we came home is relaxed from those things. Okay, so all right, so I got those trees done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put the highlights in. So at least hopefully at the end of this show, maybe I'll have the background finished. So let's do that. Oh, Jake saying, wouldn't a Comic-Con in New York be a staycation? Absolutely not. Like I said, until you've actually tried to drag several long boxes of comics through the New York subway system, no way. I would rather run the New York Marathon than ever do that again. You know, it's like you have several boxes of books, then you have the boxes of all your gear, you know, and it's I wouldn't call it anything. That definitely was not it was worse. It was worse. It was worse. You know, oh, I missed a spot here. But let's see. Oh, did you do a pop-up stand in the sub though? Missed opportunity. Oh no, I don't get that. Oh, can you explain that in the a pop-up stand in the sub? Oh, in the subway. Oh, in the subway. No. We just dragged pop-up stands in the subway. No, actually, you know what's really funny is that I don't think that's illegal to set up. Is it? Because I know, like, on public sidewalks, that if you're selling like art, that you don't need a permit for it or something like that. Because we've seen there's this guy that whenever there's a comic book movie out, he's out front of the movie theater selling selling comics. And it's like, no, I don't think you need I don't think you need a permit for that. I think in the subway might be an issue. In the actual subway, yeah, I think that might be an issue. But I think out on the street is not. I don't think you don't need a permit for that. I think that the only thing is that if a cop tells you to move, you have to move. But you don't need a permit. But no. I never sold anything on the subway. No. Yeah, but no, it's like, no, we dragged stuff through the subway, and that is not fun. That is not fun at all. So let's see. Oh, if you keep moving, you're not running. You're not running a stand still. You know what? I'd rather. It's like, you know what? Yeah, it's like, let's run the New York Marathon with a pop-up stand. No, they won't let you do that either. No. No. Yeah. But oh yeah. But no, so yeah, so oh no, I can't talk about that yet. No, there's something that I had wanted to talk about, and then I just remembered, no, I don't want to talk about it until I got actual verification and dates for it. But yeah, so we'll just skip that. Sometimes I have to remind myself of these things. But yeah, so last night I did the remaster of the other cover, Tall Tales cover. And like I said, it's like I was like really pleased with how it came out because I don't know, it's like you would think that artworks that's like 98. Jesus Christ, what's the math on that? 98, 2008 is 10 years. 2008. Oh my God. Oh. Okay, let me not do the math on that. No, Jake. Jake is saying 26. Oh boy. Yeah, that was definitely not 10 years ago, right? Oh God, I hate that. Like just the other day I was thinking something was 10 years ago and it turned out to be 35. So it's like, oh, hey, Mike Jimmy. Hey, Mike Jimmy. Hello. Yeah, it's like Mike Jimmy gone so long. There's two of them now. Yeah. Um. So you know yeah. So what was I saying? Oh, that these pieces, right? So they're 20. So this image that I'm working on is freaking 26 years old. Oh, gross. Oh yeah, thank you, Mike. Thank you. Yes, I'm just trying to like casually keep it above 1,000. Unfortunately, I don't have the hours to monetize on my end. Although I know that Nita can take stickers and it like and super chats on her end, but yeah, but it's like on my channel, even though I'm at 1,000, I don't have the watch hours. So maybe this year I could finally get those watch hours together. I need 4,000 watch hours, and I guess like a in 365 so the artwork on my table is technically older than you. Oh, and thank you. Yes, I think it's like it's like I just have to like just be a little bit more consistent with my hours to get that watch time. Um so yeah, so that's kind of like something that I'm hoping to get. Especially when I start recording the audiobooks because they're going to be kind of lengthy. Yeah. Yeah, the first Tall Tales is Mike Jimmy says that the Tall Tales is older than him. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Jesus. So yeah, so I was just happy that let's see how's it looking. Yeah, yeah, so this artwork from 98 like I said still works. I'm just happy. So it's like I didn't have to re-ink it. So I'm just hoping that the new coloring would just kind of like breathe new life into it. Because honestly, it's a lot nicer to do that than to actually do new artwork, which I appreciate because, like I said, I get to breathe new life into older artwork that hasn't. Wait, a content ecologist? What's a content? That's a new one. What's a content ecologist? That sounds interesting. It's like at least I know what a sauna gnome is. And you just made that up. Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, that's exactly older artwork that hasn't changed. I mean, it's like all it needed, like all the previous covers to the trade paperbacks, that's all the original covers that I just re-inked or tweaked the inking. And just recolored it and they look brand new. So So it's just really nice to be able to show off that work again, you know. So yeah, Jake, what's a content ecologist? Because now you have me intrigued. You know. Uh, content ecology. So this is Jake. Is what artists have an up. Content ecology is what artists have an uphill in diversifying into. It's like an umbrella term for promotion, content generation, and such. Oh, okay, cool. Okay. Or is that what you're into now? Content ecology. So like what would be what would be like some of the things a content ecologist would do? Like I said, now it's like you have me intrigued. So, it's part of your education. Okay, cool. So, what would be your responsibilities of being a content ecologist? Like, I know what a content creator is, and we know what marketing entails. Um, it's a media strategist. Okay. That I understand. So what are you learning to do, like how to optimize, all that SEO optimization? It's like what, like how to market more efficiently. Um, because that's always something I'm always trying to do. Because there's no getting around it, right? I mean, it's like in the end, it's like even if you were to have a publisher, they still expect you to do a lot of this marketing yourself. Oh, okay, good. Because that's something like when I'm on Threads and I see like all the authors talking, it's like the one thing they're always lamenting is the fact that they have to do all the marketing themselves. That even if they have a publisher, SEO is part of it, but it's to cultivate an ecology of your content onto sites with profile in mind. Interesting. That's yeah. I mean, definitely. Gee, it's like it's like I definitely gonna have to put a pin in that. That's for sure. You know. Because like I said, like all these authors are complaining about how they have to do their own marketing, but it's like we're at a point now where it's like, was there ever a time where marketing wasn't part of what we had to do? Like, even if you were with a big publisher back in the day, wasn't your own marketing something that they encouraged? So that's why, like, I've been looking at how a lot of novelists promote their work, just to kind of like get like different ideas as to, because sometimes in comics, it just feels like we're doing the same thing over and over and over again, and then like praying it'll give us a different result. Gee, I wonder what that's the definition of, right? um and it's like, there just comes a point, it's like I just want to go, oh, you know what is other people doing, what are other mediums doing, and it's just like, okay, let me just copy some stuff and see if it makes any sense, with what I'm doing. The one thing though, the one thing though that I know I have to do, this is the one thing that I really don't look forward to, is to doing more video content, but like reels and shorts and things like that. You know, I don't want a TikTok account. I really don't. I don't want to open up a TikTok account, but it's like there was one author who said that it's like, look, I understand you don't like Instagram, you don't like TikTok, but if you're going to be an author, you have to get used to that shit because those are the platforms that sell books. I think Jake is saying the new media sphere of the internet and social media has given rise to new identity formations and identity technology. Ooh, you know, branding. You know, it's like, yeah, it's like identity and branding are like almost synonymous now, isn't it? You know, so yeah, so this author was saying that it's like, you know, yeah, it's like you have to learn especially how to use Instagram and TikTok if you want to gain any traction with your book. And honestly, you know, like going back to Sky of Thorns, right? You know, going back to Sky of Thorns, the fascinating thing of watching her do her campaign was that her previous books before this one sold, you know, like, okay, she made like $3,000, $2,500 on her previous books, right? And she was pretty much expecting to do the same, you know, on this book. But she decided to do something a little different, and she went on TikTok and she made all these videos about her books. It's like, and I was watching her do this, right? Because like, okay, like what things are you doing that's different that I could pick up on, right? At the end of it, she raised, I think, close to just under $25,000 on her campaign. I mean, it freaked her out because imagine like you've released several campaigns already. They've made, like, you're lucky if they made $3,000, right? You just tweak your strategy a bit, and then all of a sudden you're on TikTok and now you're selling $25,000 of books. You know, and it was just like, oh, don't make me do TikTok. I don't want to do TikTok. You know, let's see. Jake's saying those areas, content creators that use the platforms to support that identity formation and technology, but it's a dark spot for many that work in other media types and trying to integrate it. It's like that's kind of what it feels like. It's like and then Juju is saying Vess is so close to being able to live stream on TikTok, and it's like, yeah, it's just. I heard her saying that she didn't want to do anything on TikTok, but like I said, it's like, especially when you have campaigns to push, that seems to be something that makes a difference. Because like I said, it made a difference for Krista with her book. I mean, from selling $3,000 to making $25,000, right? And it's like, honestly, that is like the one thing that I know, you know, like, especially when I finish my novel and put out my novel, that's like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to do that, you know. And oh, it's like they liked her custom pop doll she made. Oh yeah, I could imagine, you know, because it's, you know, yeah, but it's TikTok though. Oh my god. So what I decided to do, because it's like, I know that doing reels and videos and things like that are important, and it's like, I figured, you know what, let me start kind of like slowly weaning myself into this. I think it sounds like made up bullshit, but content industries are filled with people doing that work to spread organically. Well, you see, that's the ironic thing, because that's exactly what I saw her do. Learn some TikTok dances. No, I am not dancing, Juju. Actually, I don't know. I'd rather run the marathon. Everything. I'd rather run the New York Marathon than do a lot of this shit. You know, oh yeah, ask yourself who really is doing all that editing and posting of that content. Oh yeah, that I'm sure of. That I'm sure that it's like that kind of, it's kind of like when you hear like creators say that all you have to do is work hard and you'll always have the time. And then what you find out is that they have a whole team of people literally creating time for them. Like they didn't mention that part, you know? So yeah, because it's like, so with with Krista, she was actually filming her videos herself. But yeah, a lot of these viral TikToks, it's like they're all like meticulously planned and they probably have a team filming. You see, and this is the thing that people forget, right? That there's someone filming that. That there's usually someone filming and editing it, then posting it, that it's like they these things don't just miraculously show up online. Yeah. Oh, it's outsourcing, but there has to be a manager or planner behind it. No, absolutely. Especially if you want to create the amount of content that these platforms demand. I mean, it's like, I remember when Instagram had put out like a memo of what their preferred content creator was for Instagram. And it's literally someone who lived on it. Like, you were posting several times a day, every couple of hours, you were posting something, everything like you were spending, like, that was your job. And it's like, you're fucking Instagram. You're not paying me to make this a job. Um, and it's just like every one of these platforms, it's like, that's what they want you to do. It's like, oh, it's like, you want to get to a point where maybe we could start paying you for this. You have to treat it like a job now. And it's like, yeah, it's like, so I guess it's like, that's why, people hire people to like film and edit and create this. But I can't, it's like, I can't do that. I can't live on these platforms, even though it feels like that I'm doing that anyway. So my TikTok problem, my Reels problem, my Shorts problem, right? So like I said, I know that this is something that I know I'm going to have to kind of like slowly get myself into. And after watching a lot of book talk videos, the only thing that I could think of for me to start doing now and get into the habit of is just filming B-roll. Like that's the only word that I could think of. Just start filming things, and it's like no voiceovers, no nothing. So it's like right now I'm trying to figure out how to do flat lays, right? So I would take photos and then I would take a video of that flat lay. Just like scrolling over. Okay, Jake is saying, I've argued since I got around with streaming that it's antithetical. Oh my god, I can't speak today. To run shows while producing a product. The content is product as well. It is. That was something that I learned that I learned a long time ago. That it's not either or, it's the same thing. That it's like, the stream is your commercial. This is your infomercial. Every time we do a vlog, that's an infomercial. Every time I do an edited video, that's a commercial for me. Like, the brand is not the product, it's me. So it's like, I have to get people, and then I have to get people associating me with my books, right? And yeah, and you see it, and that's and I think, and I know a lot of people miss that, and they think the product's the product and this is just all extra shit. It's like, no, this is your commercial, this is your infomercial. They're not separate. Me doing this stream is not separate from me selling Tall Tales, from me selling EGORAVEN. It's the same thing. It's part of it. Let's say that dispersion of attention can risk sacrifice of quality to the product. Oh, but that's the thing we have to watch out for, that you're not sacrificing one for the other, because there's certain people where, yeah, they sacrifice the quality of their book in order to spend all their time marketing. Like, oh, the marketing, like the quality of the book doesn't matter as long as the marketing is on point. The problem is that, to me, that's not a long-term plan, because okay, your marketing can get people interested in your product regardless of quality, but once they see it's not of good quality, then your marketing's not going to work on them again. Yeah, I understand Jake. Jake's saying that's why I don't run my own stuff. Yeah, because I can understand the need to separate. Because yeah, if you're not careful, if you're not really conscious of it, it will affect the quality of your work. Which defeats the purpose of your doing all this to begin with. But yeah, it's like, so right now what I'm doing is I'm just going to make it a habit of just filming stuff. Like I said, of just filming kind of like all this like B-roll type stuff that I can kind of use as reels and things, and kind of like get into the habit of making those things, of making more of them. Oh, you took a bone meal off news. So where is it? So where can people find your stuff then? So if you took it off Newsgrounds, where is it then? Do you have your own website now, Jake? Because I'm always a big proponent of that. Like, no matter what, you always have your own website. Even if it's, like you just run your stuff on your own website. Even if you have other platforms, because then it's like if the platforms start acting up, you still have your website. Oh, nowhere. Well, you did say you were building yourself up again. So I guess it's just you're literally starting from scratch, I guess, right? Like, kind of like, I don't know. Sometimes it just feels like we're all like reinventing ourselves right now. Like, it's like, yeah, I'm doing the comic, but I'm really really moving into novels, and fantasy fiction writing. Because yeah, it's like I was telling Nita that it's like, what I really want to do is I want to finish the EGORAVEN series, the 15 issues. And then I just want to concentrate on finishing Tall Tales. And then it's like I just want to phase into oh, well, okay. I mean, that's Jake is saying, unless it's on a hard drive saved somewhere, it's no loss to me. I mean, that's fine too. I mean, it's like we're all kind of finding our paths here, right? Oh, hey, Michael, I see you there. Hello. So, and it's like, and I just want to I don't know, just write novels, and maybe do like the odd comic stuff on the side, if I felt like it. But it's like, that's kind of like, I mean, it's going to take a while for me to finish all my comic book work. I mean, we're still talking about several years off, so it's obviously not something that's going to happen overnight. But I don't know. I mean, it's like, what? We all have to make the changes that we need to make to ultimately do the things we want to create, right? I mean, it's like, like I said, Kickstarter ruined it for a lot of things, because it's like, because in the end, it's like, like I said, no convention can compete with Kickstarter. So, and the beauty of Kickstarter is that no matter what angle, like what direction I take my creative process into, Kickstarter still works for me. Kickstarter will still work for me, So, um, which is nice, to not feel like, oh, I'm limited because of this or limited because of that. It's like, no, Kickstarter still functions. As long as Kickstarter is still around, that it's like I can still be, my creative output is still viable in that sense, even though, like, especially now, like if Kickstarter were to disappear tomorrow, I would just continue doing my stuff. Before, that wasn't the case. Because actually I think I found my groove again because of Kickstarter. And now it's like everything could just fall apart, and I will just be there continuing, just still releasing stuff, just because, like, what, I have that momentum going and I can't stop. But yeah, that's that's how I'm kind of feeling. But yeah, a convention would have to be, yeah, it would have to be something. Like there would have to be something to it to make me want to go to a convention again. You know, because, oh yeah. Oh, right. There was this one. I knew I was in the middle of a story that I completely blitzed out on. Yeah, there was one New York Comic Con that I went to. We were sharing a booth, and it was the same weekend as the New York Marathon. It was the same weekend. And it was really funny on that Sunday to see people going to New York Comic Con. They would finish the race and then they would go to New York Comic Con. It was so funny to see all these people with their marathon medals. Like, they literally just finished the race and then they went straight to the Javits Center. It was so funny. I saw a whole bunch of them there. It was so funny. You know? So you see, I would do that. I would do that. Jose would be working New York Comic Con, and on that Sunday, I would no. Well, no, I spent no. It takes me too long to finish. It takes me too long to finish a half marathon. It would take me even longer to finish a marathon. The convention would probably be done by the time I finished New York Marathon. To go to hop in the convention late afterwards. Yeah. I think it would probably take me 6.5 hours to finish a marathon. Oh, it's awful. It's awful time. Awful time. Uh, but I would rather do that than be at New York Comic Con. Honestly, honestly. Oh my goodness. So, I mean, so far I seem to be making some good time with at least the background on this. So let's see. So let's see if we can get some flats in before the show finishes. Um, so let's see if we can get this. Let's see. Did I? Oh no, that's wrong. It's this color. Okay. Did I get everything? Oh, you know what? I don't think this is correct. So we're gonna delete that. Actually, you know what? Let me fix this. Let me see. And here. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that. Oh, do I have a TikTok account? Juju's asking if I have a TikTok account. No, I do not. Yeah, it's not something like I said, it's not something I'm going out of my way for right now. Although, yeah, I don't know. I really don't want to. I really don't. I really don't. You know, but like I said, it's like there's gonna come a point where it's like I might have to post stuff to that, you know? So does Vess post a lot to TikTok? I mean, you know, I guess if she's almost like she could almost stream to it, which I didn't even know you could do. Oh, I only asked because you mentioned it. Yeah, no. I mentioned it more as something I might have to do rather than something I want to do. Yeah. Okay, so let me see. So let me do this. So okay, so I'm going to start putting in the flats, some flat color. Okay, so let me get rid of this first. You know, it's like, oh, she posts when she feels like it. It's like, yeah. I don't know. There's just something about the format. Like, I don't know. That whole, like, everything needs to be quick and snappy. And I don't know. Maybe I'm just intimidated by it. Maybe it's, yeah, I heard that it's actually really easy to go viral on TikTok. Because I guess like so many people are scrolling at the same time that let's see. Oh, it's like, oh, do you schedule posts regularly? Absolutely not. That's Jake asking if I schedule posts regularly. Absolutely not. I don't. I'm more regular with posting during a campaign than I am outside of that. Oh, because another thing that I started making a habit of is I have a Substack account now. I've had it for a while, but I figured it's like I was really disappointed with MailChimp, and I decided that I was going to resurrect my Substack account and start writing blogs. And you know, and it's like, and at least on Substack, I'm writing actual blogs as opposed to like on MailChimp where I would just, oh, my book is live on Kickstarter, go support it. You know, it's like it was more of a marketing thing where on Substack, I have a blog and then it's like, you know, I just remind people I have a campaign. or something. And what I've found is that there is a bigger interest in what I have to say on Substack than I ever got on MailChimp. So if you go to my, so if you're curious, if any of you watching is curious about my Substack and would like to join, you don't have to join. But it would be nice so that you get the emails, you get my blogs directly into your email if you join. Yeah, it's just go to my link in the show notes, my link tree, and yeah, just go to my Substack, and I have like 4 articles up, 4 blogs up there already. The last one talking about the books that I read on my vacation. So if you want more detail about that, and yeah, and it's like, and I just find it a lot more interesting, and I think because of that, people sense that it's more interesting, so they read it. Like I got more like oh, thank you, Jake. Yes, Jake put my link tree in the chat. Like on MailChimp, I'd be lucky if 20 people would open up my emails. On Substack, I get 200 people opening up my emails. So it's like, oh, this might actually work. So okay, so this might work. The same thing with Blue Sky. I do have a Blue Sky account, which is also on my Substack. It's on that little running thing on the top with all the icons. I do have a Blue Sky, and it seems that people are more interested in my stuff on Blue Sky than they ever were on Twitter. So I'm finding, so I don't know, who knows, maybe people would be more interested in my posts on TikTok. I don't know. Oh, what am I doing here? Oh, I pressed F. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I was supposed to press G. And I mean, yeah, it's like I wasn't a fan of Substack in the beginning because I don't know, I just wasn't interested in another platform. And also the thing, so I was really put off by their terms of service when it came to adult work. Like it was literally one of those, oh, we know porn when we see it, and it's a case by case basis, and I really didn't like that. But the thing is though, it's like I think now I understand better what Substack is for, like content wise, like what it prefers. So yeah, so now it's like, so far so good. Like I said, it's like I get 200 people opening up my my emails, when before I was lucky if I had 20. So yeah, so I'm on Substack. So let's let's try that one out. Because also Substack, if you want to read more excerpts from my novels, that's where I'm putting them. Because in the end, that's what made me go back to it, was the fact that I could put up longer form samples of my writing, and that's what it's for. So yeah, so if you want to read an excerpt of chapter 6 that I finished on my vacation, you can read that on my latest blog on Substack. So but no, I do not schedule anything, Jake, to go back to your question before I forget. No, I don't schedule anything, because I realized I couldn't handle that pressure. Like it's kind of like how they say that on YouTube, oh, just post once a week, right? Post a video once a week. I couldn't even get that right, pretty much I just post when I post. Although with Substack, I'm trying to do it once a month at least. But if I'm inspired to post more, I do, which I did last month. I think I put like three blogs up last month, and then I did one a couple of days ago. So with YouTube, what I'm planning on doing is, I'm gonna, of course, I'm gonna continue streaming. But with YouTube, what I want to start focusing on now is more like long form videos, like audiobooks. So yeah, so what I want to do is just start putting that, like, that's the type of content I want to put up on YouTube. Okay. Jake is saying, I think Blue Sky and Substack may be good prospects because they're blue oceans. Oh, what does that mean, blue oceans? Because yeah, I am noticing a difference with those two platforms, and it's like I might start nurturing Blue Sky a bit more because of that, because I am seeing that difference. So yeah, because it's like Twitter, I don't really post too much anymore. I still only have a Twitter account to follow certain artists, because the only platform left that allows full on not safe for work artwork without it being censored or removed. So that's the only reason why I keep my Twitter account. But I might switch it out for Blue Sky as a prioritized platform, because of what I'm seeing. Yeah, and I'll probably start like putting Substack on my kind of more prominently too. I'm gonna wait until I get like a good amount of blogs first, before I do that, just to I don't know, fill out the page a little bit more. But yeah, but what does that mean that they're blue oceans? Blue and red oceans are terminologies from the book Blue Ocean Strategy, where blue marks low competitiveness and an unsaturated market. Oh, okay, good. Oh, I just recently saw something where I didn't agree with the overall idea of it, but I understood what they were going for. That they said that it's a, although the thing is, though, Peter Thiel is such a shithead that I hate the fact that I'm quoting him right now, but he said competition is for losers, right? And his whole thinking behind that is that it is better to have no competition in a market than to actually have a quality product in a market. No, that is, you know what? Yeah, Peter Thiel is too shitty to quote, because that's pretty much his idea, that it's better. But the idea of being in a space with less competition makes it easier for you to grow, as opposed to you being in a field that's oversaturated. And then it's like you're kind of, and sometimes it really does feel like you're just trying. It's like you feel like Jon Snow in the Battle of the Bastards, when he's climbing out from the bodies, and it feels like that. But yeah, I definitely don't agree with the better to be first than good. Yeah, that was the thing. It was better to be first than good. And it's like, no. No, because that defeats the purpose of what I'm doing. If I just wanted to make a cog, I'll make a cog, but I'm not making cogs. I'm making art. So, let's see. Jake says it's necessary to build from competition. Teal's just huffing butt plumes. Yeah, that's true. Yes. It's like, no, he's too busy buying vital medications and marking them up 30,000%. Yeah. Really, he's not somebody to listen to. Also, he's enemy of the Wu-Tang. So we don't trust him. Yeah. Let's see. So let's see. It's like I just got my 5-minute warning, but I really do want to finish this background. Oh, you're thinking of Martin Shkreli. Oh, okay. We don't listen to him either. You know what? After a while, all of these sociopathic billionaires are all the same. You know, they're all the same. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Michael. Thank you. Not bad for artwork that's what did we say? 26 years old. Yeah, if you missed the beginning of the show, this is artwork that I did back in 1998 that I'm just recoloring to give it some new life. And yeah, and I appreciate the fact that it still works after all these years. That all it needs is just a recoloring. I only trusted homeopathy. Yeah. Oh, where's my lasso? So let's see. Oh, where's my color? Why are you not working? Ah, okay, here we go. All right, so let's see. So let's put in this last color and then we'll see how the shading worked out. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So okay, so at least we got the background kind of partially. We got it flatted. Let's see. Okay, so we're gonna turn that on. We're gonna turn that on. Let's see. I think I might make this color a little darker. Let's see. I think this might be. Whoop. Oh, much better. Much better. Let me tone down that shading though. Okay, that's not toned down. And that disappeared. Let's see. Oh, much better. Okay. Let's see. Let's do. Oh, I like that better. Yeah. Okay, so hold on. Let me see something. Normal. Okay. Let me see. Let's go here. Okay, so this part is, let's see, let's just fix that. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me see. That's interesting. What's funny is that usually I have to put a blue tint. I usually put a blue tint to kind of get that shading, and that's kind of giving it to me anyway. Actually, you know what? Let me see something here. So, okay, so we're gonna go back to the brighter to this, right? Let me see something. Let me see. I'm not sure if this is what I want to do right now, but I just want to see how the colors react a bit. Let me see. Oh, wait, I think this one I did multiply. A little too dark. So, you know what? Let me keep that there. I like it. I like it. Oh, hey Joe. Hey Joe. How you doing? It's been a minute. You know what's also been a minute? You know what's also been a minute?
I don't know who it is, but it probably is for Hogwarts guys. I asked my friend Joe, I asked my friend Jake. They said it was for Hogwarts guys.
Oh my goodness. There we go. That's the way to do it. Money for nothing and the chicks are free. Hey Joe. It's like, yeah, I guess it's like we've all been busy, haven't we? Because I know I haven't seen you around for a bit. So but then again I was gone for a month, so I haven't been seeing anybody for a bit. But it's nice to see you back here. Thank you. Thank you for coming. There you go, Jake. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's not a show until we get a good for Hoobaguts. You know what? I think that's you know what, and I think that's a good place to kind of end to kind of end it on, right? I mean, it's like there we go, ending it on a good note. So this is what I got so far. Kind of gives you an idea of what I'm going for. For those of you who missed it, this is a recoloring of a previous cover that was originally done in 98. This was, yeah, so this cover right here, this is how it originally was colored. Actually, somebody else had colored it at the time when we were being printed by Vision Comics. They were printing Tall Tales, I think, for the first 4 issues, or was it 5? And I think it was 4. So they reprinted the first 4 issues, and they had someone else recolor it. So I figured that I'd go in this time around and just give it, just color it up the same, in the same style that I oh no, not the gnomes. Yeah, now I have to hide for a few months. The Gnolese, the Gnolese are knocking on the trap door. Yeah, no, the gnomes, no, they're unionized. They're so you can't mess with them. You cannot mess with the sauna gnomes. So yeah, so I was just recoloring it to to like just keep it, bring it into more consistency with the artwork that I'm doing now. And like I said, it's like for artwork that I did back in 98, I'm happy that it still holds up, and it just needs a coloring because I don't even need to re-ink it. I just have to do a couple of tweaks to it just to clean it up a little bit, but nothing drastic. But pretty much it's the same artwork from 98. So so I'm just going to call it here. I'll probably just continue finishing. I'll just continue with the piece and finish it after the show. But and if you want to see what the fun the no clan, no Tang clan. So if you want to see what the final piece is going to look like, just make sure that you're signed up for my Facebook page, because that's where I'm going to post it. So thank you, Michael. Thank you. And thank you for coming, and have a great night for you too. It's like, yeah, I'm still waiting for spring to finally get here. So at least it'll stop being dark when I get off the stream. I can't wait for that. When's usually the first day of spring? March, April something, maybe, when we finally get daylight saving starts again, so I can at least finally start getting daytime again. Oh my goodness. So it's been a minute. And, it's like I've been gone for a month, just getting back into the swing of things. Eventually, I'll be able to speak English without an issue. Oh no, the words of the ancients. Okay, Michael DeFonte is asking, can you make sure that the words of the ancients on sale up to 5XL would be good for me? Oh, the words of the ancients. Yeah, it's like who knew? Who knew that the words of the ancients would resonate so strongly? you know so thank you so much, everybody, for joining me today, this first live stream, art stream, of the year, technically, even though I've been vlogging. We did 2 vlogs already with Nita. So, but it's like, hey, it's here. You know what, this is as close to a convention we're going to get right now. So and I'm okay with that. So again, thank you, everybody in the chat, for joining me. Thank you, Michael, Jake, Joe D. Thank you, Mike, Jimmy, for showing up. Thank you, Juju, for coming. Thank you, Vess, for watching. I'm sure you were watching too, or at least listening. Who else showed up? Let's see. I was like, oh, Efrain. Thank you, Efrain. Okia Fern. Thank you so much for showing up. And boo to the Twitter bot. At least this is for the Twitter bot that showed up.
Oh my God, corny, lame, boo, tomato, I'm throwing tomatoes.
Yeah, so at least we were all able to ignore the Twitter bot, the Twitch bot that showed up. So, yes, and thank you so much to my beautiful eyeball people who spent these 2 hours with me. I hope that you got a lot of work done too while listening to me blather on, for your entertainment. So, and my entertainment too, because I have fun. In the end, I have fun doing this. Usually I have to drag my ass to the computer to get everything set up and whatnot. But once I'm live, it's like, you know what? We're working, we're having a good time, we're just talking, fun stuff. you know, so thank you, everyone, again. So if you want to learn more about me and my artwork and everything else that I do, including my campaign for EGORAVEN issue 8, which is live in the show notes, head on over there. Don't forget to head on over to Kickstarter to support that. But yes, if you want to learn more about me and my artwork and everything else, you can head on over to my main website, egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, where you can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites, but I mostly post to Facebook if you are interested in seeing sketches and current work in progress and the final version of this cover when I'm finally done with it. And any live updates I may have also, it usually ends up on Facebook first. And remember that you could also, don't forget, if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to my channel here at Daphne Lage Art, where you can check out over 500 videos of process of how I make my artwork and my comics. And you can watch past live streams as well, if you just want something to listen to in the background for 2 hours. Because sometimes it amazes me that I'm able to talk for 2 hours without stopping, very little dead air. It's amazing. So yeah, and remember also that we also simulcast through the Indie Comics Network as well. So make sure you subscribe to that channel as well for our videos and all our shows, which are especially the one with me and Nita on Monday and Fridays at 11 a.m. In fact, we have another show coming up on Friday at 11 a.m. because I just forgot it was Wednesday. Like I'm doing this for no reason, but you know what I mean. Look, I've been gone for a month. I got to relearn how to do all this stuff. And remember, you can read EGORAVEN, Heir the First Unicorn, for free. Where the F are my graphics? Jesus Christ. Oh, here we are. Remember, you can read EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn, for free. Not only is it on Kickstarter, but it's also on my website so that you can check it out before you head on over to pledge to the Kickstarter. There's even a free, you can also download a free PDF of the first 16 issues of the first issue are for you to try out as well. So it updates. Oh my God. It uploads every day, Monday through Friday. But if you prefer your fantasy to be more of a furry Lord of the Rings adventure, the very comic that I was doing this artwork for today, you can head on over to Tall Tales, TAILS online.com. And not only can you read the first 20 issues of Tall Tales for free, but you can catch up on the latest story arc, Tears in the Mother, which is also currently uploading Monday through Friday and will also be back on Kickstarter later on this year with a reissue of issues 1 through 5 and the brand new issue 6. So thank you again, everybody, for joining me today on this show. Thank you so much. And just for Michael, in the words of the ancients, eat your food, moisturize, mind your business, and do the work. Because when you actually do the work, you never have to fake any of your accomplishments. Remember, Wu-Tang is for the children. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. And I will see you next time as I'm trying to find all my stuff here. Thank you so much. Talk to you later.